Hold it, hold it. What is this? Is this a kissing book?
Hey friends, I'm Jimmy Gaddis. Welcome to Nostalgic. Have you ever been watching a movie and see a toy in the background that you had as a kid? Those little moments make me so happy as an adult. Playing I Spy has become one of my favorite activities of late, especially when watching 80s flicks. Whether those toys are front and center like in Big or E.T. Although more often they're quietly situated in the background, much like they are right here on set. Go ahead, take a look around. Spy anything that takes you back? Another great example, on the big screen anyway, is all the vintage Star Wars stuff in Poltergeist. I can't help but get giddy every time I see it. One of my favorite on-screen kids' rooms of the 80s has always been in The Princess Bride. The grandson, played by Fred Savage, was clearly a He-Man fan, but there's more than Motu in this room. That'd be Masters of the Universe. Now nearly 44 years old, I finally took some time to put on my Go Go Gadget magnifying glass and analyze these scenes frame by frame. In this video, we're going to identify as many of the posters, baseball cards, video games, comics, and toys like this one as possible. And trust me, there is more than you realize at first glance. This took some doing. What's that? You want to see what I found? Well then, as you wish. Time warp, take us back to 1987.
She gets kidnapped. He gets killed.
I've seen worse.
But it all ends up okay.
Have fun storming the castle.
The Princess Bride, a new comedy by Rob Reiner.
The Princess Bride, a love story for the ages and one of the most beloved movies of the entire decade.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
It even predicted the future.
Inconceivable!
Is it? What about this line?
Why you wearing a mask? Were you burned by acid or something like that?
Oh no, it's just they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
The fairy tale parody is based on the book of the same name, written by William Goldman in 1973. In the book, it's a father who tells his son the story surrounding Wesley and Buttercup. In the movie, it's a grandfather, played by the late Peter Falk, who visits his sick grandson and gives him the Princess Bride book as a present.
The book my father used to read to me when I was sick, and I used to read it to your father. And today, I'm going to read it to you.
The opening scene is where we get our first glimpse into this impressive 80s stronghold. Never had a TV in my room at that age. Lucky kid. Speaking of the TV, this is Hardball by Accolade. What system is he playing it on? Well, likely the Commodore 64, since he's using a Quickshot joystick. And for the fact that Hardball on the C64, yes, a baseball game, topped the UK sales chart in 1986, which is the same year and place that the movie was filmed.
What?
Yeah, while grandson lives in Illinois in the United States, his bedroom scenes were shot at the famous Shepperton Studios in Surrey, England. It boasts movies like Star Wars, and Blade Runner, and Alien, and Superman, and, well, we could be here for a while. Jumping back across the pond to the staged land of Lincoln, let's get a few easy items out of the way. It's clear grandson is a Chicago Bears fan, which obviously makes sense. We can see part of a William Refrigerator Perry poster, which is definitely this one, and another of Sweetness, Hall of Fame running back Walter Payton. Both Sports Illustrated and Sears put this mini poster out in the mid-80s. No idea which version, though, he's got on his wall. The rest of the posters proved much more difficult to track down or even recognize. My hunch is that they were only available in the UK, like this one, for example. Now, that's a Ford RS200 Turbo, a model made in England from 1984 to 1986. See what I'm saying? Sticking with things hanging on the wall, this print is called Bike by American artist John D. Wibberley. Now you know. So we know grandson is a Bears fan, but what about baseball? Where do his loyalties lie? Cubs or White Sox? Well, the baseball cards stuck on his wall could give us that answer. 2 out of the 4 of them are Chicago White Sox players. First baseman Greg Walker and pitcher Gene Nelson. We've also got Rupert Jones of the Angels and Randy Bush, who played for the Twins. There is a 5th card on the wall, but it's the back of one with all the stats. Impossible to decipher which player it belongs to. Here's where the White Sox fan theory hits a little resistance. He's also got a Cubs pennant on the wall. Seems grandson's one of those lamos who roots for both teams in the same city. Come on, man, you gotta pick one and stick with it. Through good times and bad. Food and drink were clearly allowed in this kid's room. I'd have to sneak mine in past Mr. Gaddis. Good luck. So we can see the old school see-through Cheetos bag behind the bed, which I believe grandson was dipping into during story time. Is it me, or is there less in the bag by the end of the film? Whatever he was drinking was sucked down through a crazy straw. That glass is a Burger King limited edition Empire Strikes Back glass, the one where Luke is on Dagobah. Those came out in 1980 in a set of 4. And now we've come to my favorite part of the investigation, the toys. Please note I did brighten some of the screenshots so we could better take a look at what's in there. Let's start right behind the bed. Semi-sitting in that Jeep next to the Ferrari Testarossa is the Secret Wars Captain America figure made in 1984. The rest of the recognizable toys are all from the Masters of the Universe. Let's start behind Captain America. We've got some Motu villains: Leech, Grizzlor, Spikor, and Webstor. Not to be confused with Webster. Nearby is He-Man's power sword, so he's got to be around here somewhere. There he is. Seems the bad guys knocked him over, although by the end of the movie, he is standing upright again. Farther down the shelf, we've got Battle Armor He-Man, Battle Cat, Zor, and Skeletor's Landshark. And I'm going to argue that Skeletor is in fact there as well. This looks like it could very well be his head. We get one other shot to work with. This angle, right here, bottom left corner, just behind Battle Cat. Here are some sample Skeletors to compare to. What do you think? I'm calling it. That's Skeletor. Hanging a quick left around the room, you'll see Hordak riding Spydor just below the window. A few feet away on the bookshelf is Mossman and Cyclone. Now, Mossman almost got past my radar, but that yellow belt stuck out just enough to get my attention. As we make our way back toward the bedroom door, near the roller skates is the Roton vehicle. There are 2 more Masters of the Universe items that we need to talk about. Remember Colorform's Laser Blazers 3D holographic stickers?
Laser Blazers 3D holographic stickers. See Masters of the Universe, My Little Pony, and Transformers come alive. Laser Blazers by Colorforms.
As grandson plays hardball, we can see one of the Skeletor stickers right behind him. It's clearly this one. And not far from Spikor is the Spikor mini comic that came with the figure. And that leads us to the comic books. Now, next to Spikor is Marvel's The Tomb of Dracula, Lord of Vampires number 58, Solo Blade, published in 1977. If you're paying as much attention as I was, at the end of the movie you'll notice both of these comics, Spikor and Dracula, have clearly moved, revealing this 1986 issue of Marvel Comics X Factor number 11. Special thanks to this handsome man, Chris Finch, the two of us clearly sharing a moment here, for identifying this one, the Legion of Superheroes, issue number 350, titled The Magpie Complex, published in 1985. This clump of comics is still TBD, to be determined. If you know what they are, or you know of other retro goodies hidden in this room that I didn't catch, please let me know. I'll be sure to give you lots of credit in the next 80s room toy hunt that we go on. Very good chance it's the room in Poltergeist. Let me know in the comments below what you find. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, please give it a like. A very big thanks to everyone who supported the channel over the last 5 or 6 months. We're gaining some traction, and I'm having a really great time doing it. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe for more content that's gonna make you feel nostalgic for the 80s and the 90s. Want to see more vintage toys from the 80s? Check out this video right here. I'm Jimmy Gaddis. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Grandpa? Maybe you could come over and read it again to me tomorrow.
As you wish.